Good morning. Good morning, good morning. My name is Dr. David Goldberg, and welcome to Unity on the Avenue. Whether you are with us in the sanctuary today, whether you are joining us outside in our beautiful garden and labyrinth area, or wherever you may be joining us on whatever device is working for you, we know that Spirit is in, around, and through it all. And what a joy it is to be together in community as we continue to lift up and strengthen and redefine what community looks like to us. And as always, what a powerful start we have to our service, and what a joy it is to be in service with our amazing music team and indeed our entire production team. Thank you, Pamela Wang. Thank you, Greg Wilkins. Thank you, Maylin Faulkner. And thank you, Ken Reinhardt. My goodness, these are the amazing beings who continue to be in service, to continue to provide the energy, the enthusiasm, and of course it is all Spirit-led so that we can continue to connect in that which brings us joy and brings passion to our hearts. Just a couple of quick announcements for you this morning as we step into this beautiful fall day here in Colorado. First, we are so excited to be working with Reverend Elizabeth Longo as part of our transition of ministers and leadership here at Unity on the Avenue. Now, Reverend Elizabeth is specifically trained through Unity Worldwide Ministries to help communities that are in transition. So yes, indeed, I am your transitional minister, and it's my joy and my honor to be able to continue to serve whatever that looks like, however that unfolds. So please go to our website and click on events and look for information about the Eye of the Storm series, and that's the capital letter I, the Eye of the Storm. Reverend Elizabeth is going to be leading that book study, leading that workshop for our beloved community for 4 weeks throughout the month of October. And it's the sevens, for those of you who remember your multiplication tables. 7, 14, 21, 28. It's at 6 o'clock in the evening Mountain Time. Those will run for an hour and a half. And again, the purpose of Reverend Elizabeth is facilitating us on this adventure as we as a community explore what we want, what we need. We honor and heal our past as we step into our greater yet to be. So visit unityontheavenue.org. You only have to sign up once, and that includes all 4 classes. This is on a love offering basis, so whatever you are able to share, whatever you are able to circulate, we humbly accept whatever is yours to give. The second thing I wanted to share then, since that takes us through the end of October, the first day of November, Sunday, November 1st at 12 noon and high noon, we are so honored to have Reverend Dr. Roger Teal offering a workshop for our beloved community. Dr. Roger is going to be offering his renowned course on bridges to breakthrough. So if you've ever felt, or perhaps now in this time of significant change, if you've felt stuck and you're not exactly sure what it is, again, this is free, it is open to the community, it's on a love offering basis. Dr. Roger is so generously and spiritually led, is donating his time to us. So mark that on your calendar, go to the website to sign up. Bridges to Breakthrough, Dr. Roger Teal, Sunday, November 1st. At 12 noon. So that's what we have going on. That's what we know. And it is so exciting for us to be here in this place right here and right now. And again, as we move into the month of October, we are launching a series on adventures in abundance. Because what we know is prosperity and abundance is our natural state. And so we're choosing to focus on that during this time of harvest, during this time of honoring. And we are calling in abundance and prosperity in all of the ways that we can possibly define it on every level of our lives. And we're going to take a look at abundance and prosperity through the lens of the Wizard of Oz. So a little bit more on that later. But this week we're going to be exploring courage. And am I courageous enough to accept and know and just feel into the good that is mine, that the universe is forever giving and offering. Am I courageous enough to be able to accept? So at the basis of everything that we do here at Unity on the Avenue is prayer. We prayerfully consider all of our actions, all of our reactions, all of our interactions. It is the foundation of everything that we do. So if prayer is speaking to you, if we can support you in celebrating a success, in helping work through a challenge, please do reach out. You can call us, you can email us, you can visit us online, and our prayer chaplains will humbly and honorably hold you in prayer for the whole week. And then those prayer requests will be sent on to Silent Unity, where they will be prayed over for at least 30 days. So please reach out. Allow our beautiful chaplain prayer partners to support you.
Good morning. I'm Penny, and I'm one of the chaplains here at Unity on the Avenue Spiritual Center. So let's just take a moment as we enter the sacredness of this prayer time to just center ourselves through our breathing. So just take in a deep breath and then exhale. I invite you to relax and just allow these words to become your words. Allow your mind to go within, to that place that connects you with the Spirit. So just take in another deep breath and exhale. Today, we celebrate the attribute of courage. Jesus said, "Be of good courage." And as we think about courage, I want to remind you that we are doing the pet blessing, and we are reminded of the joy and the comfort that our pets bring us. Think about the phenomenal range of species on our planet. Our chosen pets make unique contributions to our lives. They are expressions of spirit, the same spirit that is deep within us. And we honor that interconnectedness of biodiversity. Our animals are amazing creatures of courage, and they teach us. And by their courage, they show us unconditional love. They show us the courage to trust. They show us the courage to serve and protect. They show us the courage to be our friends and our companions. They show us the courage to be forgiving and dependable and consistent. They show us the courage to be faithful, to be loyal, and to be accepting. May we live in courage and harmony and balance with all the creatures that are part of our lives, whether they be in the air, the earth, or the sea. We are blessed in countless ways by the courage of our pets, and we give thanks to the glory of God, knowing that we are truly blessed and our pets are a blessing. And so it is. Amen.
Beautiful. Perfect. Thank you. Yes. And thank you, beloved Penny, and what a joy it is to have you here today. And I want to honor Penny as this is her 20th year in coordinating our pet blessing. So thank you for your amazing energy on behalf of all of our beloved animal companions. Thank you also to Lisa and to Lori and to Scott and to Mark and to all who have made our pet blessing such an extraordinary success once again. And please do mark your calendars for the first weekend in October next year. We'd love to see you and have you join us. with your beloved animal companions as well. And please, if you would, join me in our statement of faith. There is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent.
I'm going to be sharing a song from The Wiz called Believe in Yourself.
If you believe within your heart, you'll know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel and know you're right, because the time will come around when you'll say it's yours. Believe there's a reason to be. Believe you can make time stand still, and know from the moment you try, if you believe, I know you will. Believe in yourself right from the start. You will have brains and you'll have a heart, and you will have courage to last your whole life through. If you believe in yourself, if you believe in yourself, if you believe in yourself as I believe in you, believe that you can go home, believe you can float on air, and click your heels 3 times. If you believe, then you'll be there. Believe in yourself right from the start. Believe in the magic right there in your heart. Believe all these things, not because I tell you to, but believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, just believe in yourself as I believe in you.
So as many of you know probably better than I, The Wiz is one of the offshoots, if you will, one of the many productions that sprung from the work of Frank Baum, that sprung from The Wizard of Oz. So what a beautiful tribute, what a beautiful tie-in to our conversation today. And as we step into our adventures in abundance, I wanted to share with you something that really spoke to my heart by Peter Diamandis. He wrote, "When I think about creating abundance, it's not about creating a life of luxury for everybody on this planet. It's about creating a life of possibility. It's about taking that which was scarce and making it abundant." And how appropriate for us, again, as we continue to look at all of the opportunities of abundance and prosperity in our lives. So then, why The Wizard of Oz, you might ask? Thank you for asking. When Baum wrote The Wizard of Oz in 1900, it really was looked at, there are many different ways that people look at The Wizard of Oz. And one of the most prominent interpretations is that Baum was looking at it as a statement of where the country was at the time of the last turn of the last century. So where we were at when we went from the 1899 to 1900. And so part of that interpretation is, the metaphors are that Dorothy was representative of middle-class America, the salt of the earth, and that the three supporting characters, that the Tin Man was representative of industry and the Industrial Revolution, and that the Scarecrow was representative of agriculture and farmers and people who provided the breadbasket and the food basket of America, and that the Cowardly Lion was generally representing populism itself and bringing everyone and everything forward regardless of what we might consider as flaws. And I say that that was the Cowardly Lion generally because specifically there's also an interpretation that the Cowardly Lion is representing William Jennings Bryan, who was the Democratic candidate for president in 1896 and 1900. And some would say Bryan, Lion, I don't know, maybe a coincidence, maybe a nice alliteration. And so that's what we know about the Wizard of Oz and the time frame in which it was written. Now, another analogy says that it also spoke to the issues of the day around our monetary structure and how the government and the whole country was founded. Follow the yellow brick road. No coincidence, right? That perhaps that is representing gold bars or gold bricks. And in the original story, in Baum's original book, Dorothy had silver slippers. It wasn't until 1939 when the movie was made and the studio executives wanted to showcase this wonderful new technology called Technicolor that Dorothy's shoes were turned ruby into ruby slippers. So as part of that original conversation then, we had Dorothy in her silver shoes representing the silver standard, walking on the yellow brick road representing the gold standard. And where were they going? Everyone was on their way to Oz, the Emerald City, which of course, green representing the color of money. So perhaps it's overanalyzing. Perhaps it is exactly what Baum intended. Who knows? You know, a couple of those analogies then, a couple of schools of thought, along with the different characters. One suggests the Jungian psychology approach, that they might be based on Jungian archetypes. So again, Dorothy is showing up as the every person, representing the common person and the one that the country is here to support and that supports the country. And that the three secondary characters are the hero archetype, that the lion, the scarecrow, and the Tin Man are all there to help Dorothy and save Dorothy and get Dorothy to Oz in one piece, that they are the archetype of the hero. And that perhaps the two witches, the good witch and the bad witch, are the mother archetype, and the good and the shadow side of that mother energy showing up. And then, of course, we have beloved Toto. And Toto is the shadow side of the hero energy. Toto is the mischief maker. Toto is the jokester and the prankster. Toto is the one who's barking at the lion. Toto is the one who bites the witch. Toto is the one who jumps out of the hot air balloon. So Toto is that interesting, adventurous, sometimes gets us into trouble side of things, perhaps a bit impetuous and moving forward in that regard. And again, perhaps overanalyzing. Sometimes there is an extraordinary body of work. If you haven't looked at it, it was just fascinating. And as I was preparing for this series, and at times it felt like a whole lot of PhD students had way too much time on their hands as they were exploring. I'm like, really? Anyway, it was fascinating, and that is what we're choosing to move into. And the other archetype for Toto is that while the Cowardly Lion was representing populism, that Toto was actually representing the Prohibition Party. and that Toto is shorthand. Toto is actually short for teetotaler. So that was, again, Boehm's effort to include a number of different archetypes as he was writing about turn of the century America. So that is what we were going to explore. And also in the book, in the original story, there are a number of places where Boehm writes that Toto was soberly walking behind Dorothy as part of the prohibition, to reinforce the prohibition bent on things. And so as we step into courage and the spiritual principle and what that looks like and how that is applicable to us, I'd also like to share a little information about the character, the person, the actor who played the role of the Cowardly Lion. His name is Bert Lahr. And Bert, by all accounts, was not a really motivated student as a young person. He was born in 1895, and he didn't have a whole lot of use for school, and so he dropped out of school in 8th grade to join his friend's vaudeville show. So he was doing vaudeville, he was a comedian, he was a performer, he just loved life on stage. And he had some minor success, and then in 1939 he was cast in this amazing movie in the role of the Cowardly Lion. Now the costume that they created for the lion was actually made out of lion skin. Of course, PETA wasn't around then, that would not be happening in this day and age. And it was what it was. And it was so heavy and so hot that whenever he was wearing the costume and the full makeup and all of his, everything that had to go into the costume, he couldn't eat for the duration of the time he was in costume. He could drink with a straw on occasion. So that is what Bert Lahr stepped into. And it just strikes me, that some of the main lines of the Cowardly Lion are, I haven't any courage at all. I even scare myself. If I only had nerve. And I find that almost oxymoronic, because what I see in the Cowardly Lion is that he is always showing up. He's showing up to protect Dorothy. He's showing up to protect his friends on the yellow brick road. He's trying to scare away the monkeys. He's doing everything that he can that he knows how to do. So he's showing up in courage, and yet his internal mind, his race consciousness, his internal tapes or his internal dialogue is saying, I'm not brave, I got nothing. Why am I a lion? I'm not even a dandelion. And it just goes on and on and on. And so the invitation then, my friends, from a spiritual perspective, in that the Cowardly Lion shows us so well, is to make that connection, to make that journey, the longest connection that we know as humans, from the head to the heart, right? It's that 18 inches or so that so many of us continue to do that work. The lion's head is saying, I'm nothing, I don't belong, I don't deserve, blah, blah, blah. And his heart, the way that he shows up, is the antithesis of that. So the spiritual lesson for us is, what are the lions on your path? What are the lions in this interesting time for us? Is COVID a lion? Is race consciousness and race conversation a lion? Is the economy a lion? Are politics and or politicians a lion? Are any of these issues or concerns or circumstances blocking you on your path as you continue to step into your greater yet to be and your perfect expression? I just invite you to be with that, because what we know as metaphysicians is nothing is good or bad until we label it. Nothing is a block, nothing is an obstacle, nothing is in our way until we choose to say, I can't do that because of them, or I can't do that because of that. So what are the lions in your path? I'm also struck by the fact that fear is the opposite of courage, and it is fear that paralyzes us. So let's continue to move through that. You've heard me use the anagram before. Let's step through that false evidence appearing real. Let's shift that definition, because when we change our thinking, it does indeed change our life. I love what Charles Fillmore wrote when he said, "You can meet any duty with divine courage if you call upon Spirit. And, as is shared in the Bible, be of good courage." That speaks to my heart. And so then we're moved to, speaking of the Bible, we're moved to the analogy of Daniel, and Daniel being thrown to the lions. So Daniel was a politician in his day. He was the governor of a particular region, and he ticked off the higher-ups. Seems to be a fair amount of that happening in the Bible. He ticked off the higher-ups, and charges were brought against him, and he was found guilty, and the punishment was death. And so the death was feeding him to the lions, putting him in the lion's den to be eaten alive. And so they did that, and Daniel was in there with the lions, and the next day, the powers that be came back fully expecting to find human remains, and there they found Daniel, sitting peacefully and prayerfully in communication with the lions, very much alive, very much healthy. And that's where thrown to the lions, or Daniel in the lion's den, and those explanations or those remembrances come to be part of our language. You know, the other spiritual lesson there for us then is it also takes courage to identify as a child of God. And that is what Daniel pronounced, and that is who he was, and that is simply what he knew at the core of his being. So as spiritual seekers, as people on a spiritual path, I invite you into that meditation, into that prayer this week as well. What does it look like for you as a child of God, or however you identify your higher power? One with spirit, connected to Mother Earth, whatever the terminology, whatever resonates most with you. What would it look like for you to make perhaps a bit more of a public pronouncement of that? Would it support you? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? And what we know in this community, what we hold for you and for every sentient being on the planet, is that we are all perfect expressions of the divine, that we are all wonderful children of God, whoever we are, whatever we are doing, however we are showing up. Because you see, it is that one power, that one presence who created us all. So regardless of my human judgment about that person or that circumstance, I lean into my faith, and my faith tells me that God knows what God is doing. And I love the other quote from the Bible that says, "I am no longer bound by cowardly conscience." Please repeat that with me. I am no longer bound by cowardly conscience. One more time with gusto. I am no longer bound by cowardly conscience. Yeah. So be with that, feel into that, see where you have energy around that this week as well. You know, I was almost going to burst into song with if I were king of the forest, but nobody would want that, especially me. But what did call me out in that song that the Cowardly Lion sings so beautifully with his amazing vibrato in the forest, in The Wizard of Oz, the one line that struck me was, "What makes a king out of a slave? Courage." And so that's what we know on this day. We know that we are courageous. We know that courage includes the word rage. So when we're feeling wrapped up, when we're feeling energized, when we're feeling quiet, when we're feeling mellow, we know that courage encompasses all of that. And we know that that God quality is a part of every single one of us. So I know that you are brave. I know that you are consciously courageous as you continue to explore what is yours to do as you co-create a wonderful, beautiful, and powerful existence with the divine. And so, as a part of our series then, we're also going to be offering a tip from Toto every week. And what that looks like this week is the tip from Toto: trusting God is wisdom. Knowing God is peace. Loving God is strength. And faith in God is courage. Please join me in prayer. So as we courageously feel into the energy, into the power, into the presence of the divine on this day, what a joy it is to recognize that I am courageous, that we are courageous as we give, as we receive, as we are in the flow of abundance and prosperity. And I stand in the truth that this universe that was created by God, that was created by the one power, the one presence, has more than enough for everyone. And so we call in the highest and best in every aspect of our lives and every aspect of every being on the planet. There is more than enough. So we stand in that place of knowing, we stand in that place of connection, we stand in that place of courage, we stand in that place of knowing I have enough, I know that you have enough. Let us support each other in that knowing, in that feeling, in bringing that to action and bringing that into reality. And for those who are exploring what might be theirs to do on the yellow brick road, on the path to abundance, on the path to prosperity, I suggest that in this day, in this time, maybe it is yours to do to offer a gift or a tithe where you are spiritually fed. Perhaps it's time to go to the website and figure that out. Perhaps it's time to write that check. And anything that looks like I'm not enough, I don't have enough, I don't have a job, I can't, I won't. No, I release that back to the nothingness from which it came. And I know the prosperity and abundance consciousness of every being within the sound of my voice in support of this community and in support of the greater good. So it is from this place of deep courage, deep understanding, tremendous knowing that I simply release. I release, I let go, I allow it to be. I say, thank you, Spirit, for this opportunity to have a conversation about prosperity, about abundance, about money, because what I know is money is God in action. And so I release, I let go, I allow it to be. I know that each and every one of these beloveds is magnificent. I know that each and every one of these beings is courageous. I know that each and every one is love in action. And that is what brings me joy. I allow it to be. Thank you, God. All is well. And so it is. Well, thank you again for your time, your energy, and your effort. Thank you to everyone who helped make this particular service possible. What a joy it is to work with such conscious and courage beings all day, every day, and all week, every week. And now it is that time for us to step into that place of conscious giving. For those of you in the sanctuary, we're not passing baskets, but we do have offering baskets on the back table, and we're grateful for all of your gifts and tithes that you choose to share so we can continue to bring you these services and continue to uplift the energy in the world. For those of you outside, we welcome your gifts as well. For those of you joining us online, there are a myriad of ways to give. You can go to our website, unityontheavenue.org, click on Donate, and it's really easy. And we're also showing you a number of other ways that you can give if you choose to do so. So we welcome you. We welcome your gifts, and we thank you as you are able to give. And please join me in blessing the generosity, the prosperity, the abundance that continues to flow to Unity on the Avenue. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
I love myself, I'm on my way, I'm getting richer every day. I love money and money loves me, I'm on the road to prosperity.
Now I don't need to hide my money like some buried treasure. I circulate it lovingly and use it for my pleasure. And when my bank account gets low, that doesn't mean I'm in trouble. For every dollar that I spend will come back to me double.
I love myself, I'm on my way, I'm getting richer every day. I love money and money loves me, I'm on the road to prosperity.
I need to waste my time in a job that I find boring. There's many creative ways to learn. I can spend my time exploring. Making money by working hard is fine, there's no denying. But getting paid for fun and play is far more satisfying.
I love myself, I'm on my way, I'm getting richer every day. I love money and money loves me, I'm on the road to prosperity. Abundance flows into my life, I know it won't be leaving, 'cause I cleared out the fear and doubt that kept me from receiving. I love myself, I'm on my way, I'm getting richer every day. I love money and money loves me, I'm on the road to prosperity. I love myself, I'm on my way, I'm getting richer every day. I love money and money loves me, I'm on the road to prosperity. I'm on the road to prosperity. I'm on the road to prosperity.
On the road to prosperity, follow the yellow brick road. Just a reminder, please do visit our website, unityontheavenue.org. Sign up for that wonderful book study and interaction with Reverend Elizabeth Longo, The Eye of the Storm. It's on a love offering basis. We would love to have you connect in yet another and deeper way as part of our community. Also, Dr. Roger Teal is going to be offering Bridges to Breakthroughs on Sunday, November 1st at 12 noon. Again, it's on a love offering basis. We look forward to having you join us and continuing to be a part of our community as we deepen and grow and expand and look at consciously who and what we want to be in the new year and far beyond. And finally, again, thank you to everyone who participated in our pet blessing today. It has been wonderful and extraordinary to see so many people and so many beloved pets of all shapes and sizes. And a reminder that we can offer a prayer for your beloved pet virtually. You can email us, you can call us. It was my great joy to support Allison and beautiful little Ronnie this morning on the phone. So whatever you need, however you need it, we are here for you. As we go forth, please join us in our prayer for protection, as we know that everyone and everything are perfect expressions of the divine. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Go in power, go in peace.
I'm stepping out